Alright, what's up, yins guys? Time for another video. Talk about something that I was following on the TV news the other day. But the governor of my state, this is one example, a classic example. I mean, you guys can probably, wherever you're living in your local news, you could probably get a lot of examples similar to this, okay? How anybody that with political power that's always on the news tries to actually make the rest of us believe that they're acting out of compassion and out of the goodness of their hearts, okay, acting as if they value life. And you got to throw in the parentheses on little clips on YouTube, George Carlin, how he says that we're basically all sheep, you have owners, they own you, they beat you over, they're a club, and it's also the club is a club, a group, and it's also a club, a physical club, which they use verbally on TV to tell you what to believe, what to think, how to act, and what to not question and everything. So anyway, one example of this says our governor, all right, like just like any of you guys, I don't know what you guys state, a couple years in a row, balanced the budget. They're saying, oh, they're going to have to cut things, programs for older people that the lotteries they say are supposed to be covering, and everything else, all the shit that you said it's supposed to have been covered, everything they do to keep that shit paid for. And then all of a sudden, whatever the fuck people are doing to money, like the late George Carlin says, giving bribes and payouts to their criminal friends, whether it's on Wall Street or anything else. Oh yeah, well, we got to balance a budget, and all that. And then, okay, so they agree on a budget, and then a bunch of time, you got the earth, that opioid epidemic, what they talk about. So, okay, our governor's like, jumps on that wagon pretending to be compassionate right after he went through all this trouble, balance a budget. When you balance a budget, it's like balancing your fucking checkbook, this, and this, okay, and don't do nothing else. You got your budget balanced, what they were talking about on all the news in the first place, right? So, yeah, the opioid epidemic, more people dying of, overdoses on that. Oh, and this is another thing, too. If you question it to, anybody that had relatives or friends or relatives that died of that shit, it's a damn shame. And what they try to get you with is, hope you don't question it. They try to keep you from questioning or get you virtue signaling, is a popular word, keep you or make you afraid to question it because they're afraid. They want you to be afraid that you want to see addicts that maybe deserve a chance, and some people that got changed and all that. If you say anything question is you want to see all them jump off a cliff. You know what I mean? But okay, opioid epidemic. It's been going on for years. Increase and. They're mixing that shit with fentanyl. We all knew that. But our governor, after he balances a budget, everything's balanced. They say, don't spend anything else that's already set. Oh, he wants to have us believe he has a compassion for life. They pretend to have a compassion for life. After they balance a budget, we're going to throw, after we balance a budget, just throw a shitload of money, Narcan. Which, and again, you question it. You want to see everybody addicts jump off a cliff. But see, in reality, a lot of fucking money is made from that Narcan. Somebody's making money. They're giving that, you got a governor that pretend to be compassionate. They're not doing it because they care about the life of any addict. They care about anybody that save their life after they OD or whatever. People are making money out of that. So somebody's buddy somewhere are fucking making money. So it's actually a subsidy for their buddies, okay, under the guise of compassion. And then, and meanwhile, their buddies and all that, the biggest purveyors of all these drugs that people were dying over, and they got people collecting a protection money, but yet you got so many people making and selling the shit that they can't keep tabs on, so they're jailing these different street dealers, so many out there, and what they're basically catching, rival groups that ain't paying their protection money and acting like they're enforcing laws and they ain't, they're picking and choosing. And of course, and it's just like these YouTube videos you're seeing about that how some of your organized some of your politics and some organized religion, it's actually a cult, and they sacrifice people. You know, both the black YouTubers, the black gentlemen, and the white gentlemen, the YouTubers. Yeah, you got the YouTubers that certain their own celebrities and all that, and talking about that they're in the cults, they're doing the drugs. So you're looking at them and looking at everybody, you know, both of color and of white, and you see how they're talking about uh, that they sacrifice. They got to throw somebody under the bus. So what they do now, what they do with these, okay, so they're giving this. So our governor's like, give us money for all this Narcan. It's actually, you said they're buddies because their buddies are making all this money on it, and they were the biggest purveyors of the drugs to start with. You know, a big racket. And so not only that, and not only that, to pretend to have compassion. Oh, we got to get after some of these people. So they're indicting some doctors for overprescribing and all these other people that and encouraging lawsuits over for the companies, which all it is now they got to throw somebody to the wolves, throw somebody under the bus. That's all the fuck they do, you know. And oh yeah, and in the meantime, okay, they throw all this money out, pretend to be compassionate, right? Too, and then you see on the news where, okay, they'll throw all this money out for that, so they got to cut some costs somewhere. So all this show they put on to act like they have compassion, you hear on the news your same governor that did all that. What I just said, if you got this far in the video, they're fucking. They want to close these homes for these handicaps, which the state has to spend money. They're not making any money off of that, so they want to cut some costs after they threw some money around, you know, which actually is a subsidy for their buddies, to give money to their buddies that are making money. So somebody's making money and somebody's doing somebody a favor with that. Well, oh, anything that's a home for handicapped, the states are paying for. They're not making no money. It's costing them money, so they try to fucking close it. And they think you're fucking stupid, like you don't notice that, you know. And you got to wonder even if our mainstream news did, if they could stop even them. Some of you don't like the mainstream news, but you got to wonder. It's some stuff you see on the mainstream news. You're seeing that, and you got to wonder if they just flaunt it in your face. But if they could, it'd stop our mainstream news. Whether any of you guys really like or trust the mainstream news or not. But you know, there's some people say, well, yeah, they just get on the mainstream news that they're flaunting your face. Like, well, it gets on it. Yeah, there's a point where, yeah, it gets on the mainstream news. You see the hypocrisy. And it's like, well, what are you going to do about it? You know, you and me, we're just looking at, we can't do shit about it, you know. It's that too. So they think we're fucking stupid. And you know, they know that you and me, what are we going to do, you know? Everybody else, it's like, pretend to be noble. It's organized crime, pretty much. Damn near everything now is just like some organized crime cult of some kind, pretending to be noble. So it's like I said, you got this far in this video. They throw all this money for opioid epidemic and all that after they balance a budget, right? And after they balance the budget. And they arrest some people, throw under the bus, sacrifice. You know, I mean, in some cases, not just they sacrifice, you know, and throw them under the bus and, you know, throw them in jail. When you use the word sacrifice, human sacrifice, occasionally one or two of them end up dead. You know, eventually, you know, they go to prison or something. You don't hear about them. You know, they could wind up dead, or you just don't hear about them anymore. All it is, you know, scapegoats. They gotta just throw somebody to the wolves. They send throw a bunch of money for Narcan, which their buddies are making money. It's something somebody's making money because any kind of drug, you can name it. The antidepressants that people were doing, they claim that they want to prevent suicide and all that. And then they cause these mental sick. There are people that are the biggest purveyors of these mental sicknesses, and they try to put the mental sicknesses in somebody's head, make them sick, or make people see that they're sick, or just induce a behavior somehow indirectly. A list of many things you can look up on. Encourage it, act like they're not encouraging it, so they can sell that, and okay, anything that their buddies are making money off of. But you get these homes that they run out of money to pay for these other handicaps because it costs them money. They're not making money, so they want to just get rid of them. Okay, so yeah, blow the trumpet, wag the dog. Look at me, I'm compassionate. I care about people OD and I want to save their lives. But these handicaps over there in some of these homes, and you even see the stories about some of the veterans too. Cost some money. We want to we threw a bunch of money to pretend to be compassionate now, and some of our buddies are making money on you. So anything that costs us money, we got to trim some costs, because after we threw all this money for this big show here, now we got to trim some costs. Let's see what we can trim, and let's see. Or we'll just let it be on the mainstream news to see how the public reacts. Watch this, so that's up to you, what do you want to think about that? A lot of damn shit to look up on that. Now, in the meantime, everything people do here, all that money is just printed and inflated. You know what I mean? Inflation, and all these other countries are trying to raise they want to raise the minimum wage, but then get you happy enough to, you happy with it, but then a little bit of the time ease you into raising the taxes. Not out of the goodness of their heart, raise the retirement age because they know everything's on the strain. They're taking their money off the top, and they're subsidizing things so their buddies make money. Not out of the goodness of anybody's heart. You know what I mean? Everybody gets their pay off the top. Vote for me, but you get your pay off the top. Politics. Then, organized religion, part of politics. You got your radical left and radical right, both against each other. The liberals, everybody wants to be transgender on this side. Then the conservatives on this side. It's all political. Which either extreme side you're on, it's political. Your organized religions, you don't like the one side, but your organized religion, and in your radical anti-religion, transgender, or that, they all have their public figures you're supposed to worship at their feet. They take money off it's all about money. They create the rivalry, their money off the top, and claim they care about so and so, and encourage the hatred for the enemy. And then organized religion, they go around in fancy cars and fancy stages, is on their television, their fake studios, and then show you pictures of people all in another country that don't have water wells, which they try to put you on the spot if you question any of this. You want to see them jump off the cliff. You don't really believe in God. And so that they don't want you questioning, they're saying all this shit, and they're wearing these suits in these fancy studios, cars, their own jet plane. They take their pay off the top. And meanwhile, you got local charities, you got in some of the broken downtowns, both people, both black, white, local charities barely struggling and making it, food kitchens. People don't help them as much. And then if you got this far, anybody that gives their money to writes a big check or gives money from a credit card to a fucking mega church, while your local, some of your broken down towns are poor as shit, and then the charities and food kitchens barely making it. You're a fucking moron, okay? You're brainwashed, But that's pretty much how that is.